This is the LAA News at 6. The top story tonight, water. We'll be going straight to our field agent, Thomas Allen.
Thank you, Jim. At the moment I'm in the town of Bromley, a mere 8 miles from central London. And as you can see, the flooding is getting gradually worse due to the heavy rainfall we've been experiencing over the last few weeks. In London the situation is much worse as the Thames threatens to burst its banks. We are not the only country who are suffering though. This is a worldwide problem. The problem isn't just the heavy rainfall, but the sea levels are also rising at a dramatic rate due to the melting of the ice caps. It is said that low-lying countries are to be submerged within the next few years. To my right you'll see that Japan has had the most trouble recently, with a huge tsunami hitting the eastern side, resulting in the deaths of more than 300 people in just one city in the Miyagi prefecture after a huge earthquake hit the area.
This is an exaggerated representation of how the world could end up in a few short years if the water continues to rise. Now it is time to start hoping that the story of Noah isn't just a fictional tale.
Thanks, Jim. I'm currently in what used to be the Atlantic Ocean, and as you can see, what used to be an expanse of deep water has dried out to a sandy desert of stranded, rusting boats and dried sea life. Unfortunately, this is the same story all over the globe, and as you can see to my right, the African continent is suffering even worse than usual, with water shortages and livestock dying. Millions are dying from dehydration, and there is nothing anyone can do about it. It is too late for people to change their lifestyles for the good to combat global warming. There is either little or no water left. Crops are dying, livestock are dying, people are dying, and it is only a matter of time before we are all gone. Everyone, pray for a miracle.
This is an exaggerated representation of how the world could end up in a few short years if the water continues to dry up. Now it's time to start hoping that WALL-E, the film created by Disney Pixar, becomes a true story and a gigantic spaceship can get us off this dust bowl of a planet.
Thank you, Jim. Sorry, well at the moment I'm on top of a long deserted block of flats, looking over one of the last water towers in this region. As you can see, it's very well protected, and at the moment quite calm. The forces are very much aware that an attack from terrorists, or even the general public, who have been rioting in the area can happen at any time. To my right you can see some of the footage taken from an attack that happened only 2 days ago at a water tower about 10 miles to the north of here. To those of you at home, the war for water is well underway and is very real. Oil is a thing of the past. Water-rich countries are now the target of war as well as terrorist threats.
Thank you, Jim. As you can see, I'm on board a helicopter flying over the South Atlantic Ocean off the Cape of Good Hope. Below us are 2 carriers passing each other, showing the demand in 2 different liquids. The smaller of the tankers is carrying oil from the Middle East to America, and the larger supertanker is carrying water from the US to the Middle East. It's quite apparent from the difference in size of these carriers that the market has taken a rather large turn towards new and very much needed commodity. Water is now the most imported commodity on the market at the moment. This has had an effect on water prices, whether it is bottled or from the tap, and has reached a new high of £30 a litre. Measures are being taken across the globe to create water cleaning plants, but we are still far from creating a sustainable way of harvesting water. These news reports are not currently real, and hopefully will not become so. They are just an insight on what could potentially happen in the future. As we know already, these stories do ring true in many parts of the world, but only on a small scale. The fact is, we do not know for certain what is going to happen. We can only speculate and make educated and logical guesses. What we do know is that we need to learn how to save water and learn how to use water in a more sustainable way. This could be from the age-old nagging of turn the tap off when cleaning your teeth, to using a water butt to collect water so you can water your prized roses instead of wasting clean water from the hose. Here are some facts about water that will help you understand how much you need to be careful with our usage.
so we have no choice but to drink the water. Take showers in the water. Something in the water.
There's war over water, oceanic manslaughter from Fiji and
If we all take part and encourage careful water use, we may be able to keep away from the news stories such as those shown previously. And finally, to finish off, there will be some ideas of what people think will happen in relation to living around water in the future.
life on the ports. If it was free, we had more. I put my life on it. But we consumers, we consume if it's a price on it. How could one own water? That's not fair. Today, we fight for water. Tomorrow, we fight for air. Listen here.
You think you fighting over oil? Wait till they start fighting over water. You think you're paying $2.75 for a gallon of gas? Wait till you're paying $50 for a gallon of water. There is something in the water. Still wasting the water. While they are fighting over water, having shootouts over water. Right now, somebody is dying over water. And we are still wasting the water. There is something in the water. There is something in the water. Buying all the water wells and selling off the oil wells. Buying all the water wells and selling off the oil wells. People will be standing in line for the water, taking their time drinking the water, and they will not want to share their water with you, or even me.